Greetings, dear friends. Happy Monday to you. I trust you had a lovely weekend and are ready for this beautiful new week ahead. Here we are with our usual Monday check-in and our Mindful Motivation for Mindset Mastery session. So before we get into, I used 4 different decks of cards to really help us kind of get into the energy of the week ahead. But also, before we get into that, I like to just riff on a wee bit about what the phases of the moon are doing, because the phases of the moon really affects this mindset mastery idea that I like to come and share with you here. So as always, if I say anything that confuses you or you need a wee bit more support or guidance, just put it in the comments below or message me directly, because the idea of this is to really help you tap into your own inner wisdom. And so my intention with these conversations is to help you listen to your guidance and maybe do a little bit of an introspection and check in, because the phase of the moon really helps with that. Now, the phase that we're going to be influenced this week, and it's coming in on the 18th, it's the waxing gibbous phase of the moon in the sign of Sagittarius. I always get so excited when we sort of navigate through Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the archer, and it's also very much about freedom and philosophical contemplations. So you may feel drawn to really have a wee look at your mindset, about your beliefs, about the words that you use to and about yourself. This is also a beautiful time to kind of set intentions to really align with your truth, your inner truth, your authentic self. This week ahead, and it'll be interesting to see what comes up when we draw our letting go guidance card, because if you find yourself saying things like, oh, I should do this, or I have to do this, or I've got to do that, those are like little nudges. This is what I was saying to you, is watch the words and the verbiage that you use to yourself and about the things that you're doing. If there's a lot of shoulds and got tos and have tos, maybe it's time to contemplate that. Come into, where's my joy? Where's my passion? Where's that which I choose? What is the truth for me, the authentic way forward? And sometimes it can be as simple as just changing your words. So if we can just tap into, you're always at choice. So if you're saying, oh, I should go out for a walk every day, can you choose to do that and actually allow yourself to find some sense of playfulness, some sense of fun? That's a really big piece on the intentions for this week forward, is we are intending to have fun, to be light-hearted, to be playful. And what do you need to do to get into that type of aspect for yourself? Okay, so that's kind of the lunar effect that we're stepping into. Take a nice deep breath. And like I said, I use 4 different decks of cards. So the first one is from my letting go guidance system. And I like to start these sessions with this deck simply because as we kind of get into this idea of intentions and taking action, or choosing to just be, right? Getting into the balance of being and doing is such an important part, finding your best rhythm. So as we contemplate these types of things, oftentimes one of the best ways for our own inner evolution is to look at what can I let go of in order to get clearer, to get more in touch with my authentic self, to liberate my own inner truth, to really access that and tell myself the truth. Tell myself the truth about what it is that I really, what's your most auspicious dream and desire? Let's see what we can focus on letting go in order to get clearer on that. And this is perfect. It's caring what others think. Do you find that sometimes? Sometimes we can get into, oh, I don't want to do that, or I don't want to go that route, or I don't want to start that project because what will people think? What would people think if they knew that I thought this way or that I prefer that type of thing? What other people think is not actually, number one, none of your business. The other part about this too is, truth be told, everybody's going to have an opinion. So if you start creating lists of shoulds and have tos and got tos because you want to fit yourself into a mold or look a certain way to gain approval, perhaps it's a little tap on your shoulder that says the best thing you can do is love and approve of yourself first and foremost. That's essential, because what other people think, like I said, that's on them, and you need to work on your relationship, you with you. So see what you can do to release that, because that's a beautiful way to get really in touch with your authentic self. That's such a key piece. So I love that. I hope you do too. Like I said, if you need any tips or support or guidance in any of these ideas, just let me know. But now I'm shuffling my tarot cards. I do one tarot card, 3 of the Healing with the Angels, and then we finish it off with one of my Liberate Your Inner Truth, because kind of figured that out, I'm sure, that that's kind of the name of this game, is liberating your inner truth and actually allowing it to be like the GPS, the piece that allows you to choose things, to navigate, to direct your attentions and your visions and your intentions towards that which lights you up. And this is the tarot card. It's one of my favorite tarot cards, the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is actually a beautiful nod to that, caring what others think, because the 8 of Pentacles is all about focusing on your craft, right? Doing the things that you love and honing your craft and your talent and your uniqueness and really immersing yourself in that. And that character in the 8 of Pentacles doesn't care what other people think, because they're so locked up in the yumminess of that which they get to create. So where's that for you? And what do you need to do to maybe do a little bit of a calibration or a reset or anything of that nature to allow yourself to, and sometimes, you know how I said that if you're sitting there saying, oh, I should, can you change that to I get to do this? Because some of the mundane things that we need to do in this human life is for a bigger reason, right? So if you want to have a healthy physical body, then you need to do something. You need to eat well, you need to exercise, you need to meditate, you need to do all these things, but it's the result is the healthiness, right? So it's rather than saying, oh, I should exercise every day, I choose to exercise every day because I love this healthy body. Do you follow what I'm saying? It's about having a nicer, softer, more kind, loving relationship with you. So take a nice deep breath. That's a big one. I like the combination of these ones that are coming up for us. So let's see what the Healing with the Angels cards have to offer to support these ideas for us for this week. Perfect. Oh, this is really good. So the first one is Guardian Angel. So it's interesting. You know, I was saying when I talk about health and looking after your well-being, I actually like to think of that as your PEMS. So your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So sometimes the spiritual one is a really important part too, because it's about getting into the flow and surrendering when maybe you don't know what the solution is. So then you can actually talk to your higher self, your guardian angel, source energy, the universe, whatever your way of feeling like, of seeing that. And then, of course, when you ask, you must always remember to listen. So that's one of my favorite cards there too. That listening, when I talk about listening is about following your insights, following the intuitive guidance, following the ideas that just land out of nowhere. Follow what makes your heart say, oh yes, I'd love to do that. More of this. And always answered prayer. Isn't that a perfect combination? I love that combination. Answer prayer. So every time you ask, every time we ask a question or ask for guidance or support or a solution or resolution, it's given. So, but the caveat to that is sometimes we can get too caught up in the thinking, if your answers are not necessarily going to come in a big booming voice that goes, yes, go that way. It's going to come as a more of a softer, an impulse perhaps, or just a knowing, or just an idea of, oh, maybe I'll go this way. A question that I've suggested on these sessions with you before is, how do I feel about myself here? That actually is a beautiful one to check into that and perhaps even get in touch with that answered prayer or answered question. Is when we do that, we actually drop into what is our inner guidance creating or suggesting to us. So how do I feel about myself here? Meaning entertaining this idea, saying yes to this, saying no to that, going this way or going that way. How do I feel about myself? Now, this week ahead, we are being guided or inspired to kind of step out of our comfort zone. But I always think about stepping out of our comfort zone with the impulse from the Sagittarius, the waxing gibbous phase of the moon in Sagittarius. But it doesn't mean you stay out there. So how do I feel about myself? Well, I feel a wee bit nervous. I feel a wee bit discombobulated, but I feel within me that this is the best way forward. Like I said, try it. And then, of course, if you say, oh, no, I don't like that. Or how do I feel about myself? I feel nervous, anxious, scared, like I'm in the wrong place. Those are also pieces of your guidance too. Okay, so trust yourself. Now we've wrapping this up, I'm going to pull us one of my Liberate Your Inner Truth and see what energy seals up our session for this week. Taking a few nice deep breaths. Let's see what card comes up. Perfect. It's one of my favorite ones too. Oh, there's obviously a theme of Moira's favorite cards coming up here for us. It's I am responsible. I always like to think of I am responsible. The word responsible is you have the ability to respond. We always have the ability to respond for everything. And then it can be more into I choose this as opposed to I should do this. But let me read this out to you. I can no longer hide behind justifications that I am not good enough or that I do not know what my truth is. I do know. I am a beautiful beacon of light, and I am responsible to and for that. You are responsible to and for that. You are a beautiful beacon of light. I trust this lands well for you. I wish you a beautiful week ahead. Like I said, if you need any support, let me know. I'll be back again with you next week.